Hello everyone, this is Zox here, and I'm finally back. It has been a while. I've lost motivation to play record Shadowverse videos, and I decided that if I want to come back, I'm gonna need some emotional support. And I did find a card, because what better card to support other than Support Cannon? Literally, it has support in its name. And what is Support Cannon, if you might ask? It is an amulet that you summon of Lisha and Nano, Twilight Trainees. If you remember this card, good for you. If you don't, I don't blame you. But basically, that is the entire goal of this deck today. We are gonna win with Emotional Support Cannon in a very special way of what I would like to call trauma dumping our opponents. But yes, quickly going through the deck list, this is gonna be a Rally Sword list, and our finisher is you're looking at Rosalie or, again, Support Cannon. Well, I mean, fair enough, Twilight Blade can help you end the game as well, but you'll be looking at those three cards, and Gawain can do some stuff as well, so yes. If you're new to the channel, do leave a like, leave a subscribe. I try my best to upload as often as I can, and yes. Here's the QR code if you want to try out this deck for yourself. I don't just go play a better Rally Sword. This is purely emotional support for myself. And do leave a like, leave a subscribe, support this channel. It is considered emotional support, and maybe you'll support me better than Support Cannon ever will. But yes, without further ado, let's get right on to the gameplay. And now going into our first game in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a while. I don't know, but hopefully I still didn't lose my touch, but I do have a game for you. This time we did start off with Lisha and Nano, a card that I only had 2 copies of in the deck, and if you already played with the deck list beforehand, you know that it's unlikely you ever see any of them. But in this game, we do get it. They actually showed up. Now wish I can find my dignity as easily. Haha, who am I kidding? Both of them are equally difficult to find. And now most of you may be looking at like, oh my god, Mikael, he invoked Tyranny into my hand. No worries about it, he's still there. He'll do work in the future. Look, it's not that bad invoking a 2-mana 3/1, okay? I mean, fair enough, you can get him for free, but it's still a 3/1 rush. It's not that bad. And exactly in this scenario, I use it to kill off that Lazuli Witch. Otherwise, I would have to rely on stall to actually to keep it at bay. And you know, we don't like stalling around here. We actually got quite a decent opener. Lisha and Nano into Lieutenant's Report is one of the power plays of this list. It's probably one of the only power plays in this entire list. But now, my emotional support is online, and we are ready to start trauma dumping our opponent. Once again, we invoke another Mikael to hand, and this time we already have commanders that we can use to support our trauma dumping. We also have cards from Seeker of Love. If we summon Princess Julia or Lord General Romeo, they actually do activate Support Cannon too. Yeah, go figure, it's actually very surprising. But yes, you can probably see what play I'm gonna make next turn. Of course, I'm starting off with who is this guy? Despotic. And then a very good play that you could keep in mind, Tears of Tribulation into evolving Despotic Pawn Maker actually heals you 5, which is really good. And because of that, I even follow it up with a Seeker of Love into Juliet, trauma dump a little bit more, and go face. And that is really good. And yes, of course, opponents a little bit slow. They didn't even get Archie active until turn 6, which is really on them. You know what? I'm not gonna complain if they are slow with whatever they do. Like, actually, they can be as slow as they want. I don't mind. In fact, the slower they are, the better it is for me, because it means I can trauma dump on them a little bit more with my Support Cannon, you know. As they say, if you have any problems, take them and throw them onto someone else. And in this case, I'm throwing them onto my opponent. Ivamia's Fanfare is not active, so we don't have to care about her too much. Ready 10 is active, so I get all my guys. Look, aren't they amazing? Aren't they cute? I know, right? Funnily enough, I would say my original intention of this deck is actually to get like 2 support cannons out on the field and then somehow find a way to make Rosalie cost 0 so I can play like double Rosalie for lethal. Yeah, it didn't work out. I did drop Leot here just for Leot. Probably should have saved him for something more special, but I just dropped him. Hopefully maybe if he survives, it is potential to do at least a bit more damage, like 3 from himself, and then not exactly 3 from his token spell Beyond the Veil. In fact, you can consider cutting him. I threw him in since he's a commander, but he didn't perform as well as I like. He did do okay in certain areas, but honestly, just find more copies of Lisha and Nano. It'll do you more good. But yes, once again, Mikael takes care of that, and surprisingly enough, there's Lethal here, and I did not expect to go for that as well. And with a little bit more trauma dumping from our Amelia Silver Flash as well as our other Lisha, top decking into a Gawain, and this is Lethal, and of course, we can all attribute it to support cannon. Trauma dump more, guys. Now, personally, I actually found it even surprising that I could even win with a rally deck like this. Like, it was definitely not optimized. I haven't been building the deck for a while, and let's be honest, my deck building skills are a little bit rusty. I haven't actually played rally in a long time as well. Like, just off the top of my head, I think I could just like make a bit of adjustments to the deck already, like more copies of the 6-drop, and like maybe cut Leot and maybe add a lot more draw, because if you actually tried this deck out, you'll figure that you have a lot of draw issues. And thankfully this time Mikael invoked directly into our hand on turn 2 as always, because it's Mikael, why wouldn't he, right? Again, once again we did find Lisha and Nano, which thank God. If I didn't find her, God knows where this game would have gone. Like I did play games, right, where if you don't draw your Lisha and Nano, you're like, this is just standard rally, but you just lost one of the strongest power plays in your deck. And yes, and you can probably tell our opponent is not exactly doing this right. He's on 7 down on turn 4. But actually, since he's Big Dragon, they do have a lot of healing, and I don't actually have a way to finish him off, so he gets a pass for like everything, just because on technicality. And this time I actually didn't go for the support cannon immediately right off the bat. I decided to build up rally a little bit more. I think I value rally a lot more in this scenario. In fact, I believe I should have gone Despotic into Invisible Soldier. That would have rallied me 10. And that means I would have started invoking Mikael next turn, but I chose not to. Why? Because I get a lot more rally this way. With my current play, I go up to rally, including Despotic, I go up to rally like 17 on turn 6. Which, you can argue that I could have gotten to rally 17 on turn 6 regardless anyways, but you know what, let me happy in peace, okay? It's not like I'm smart or anything. But yes, as you see Big Dragon doing Big 7 stuff, and now they're back to full hit points from 7, basically negating all my early game and saying screw you to my face. But not that it matters, because we did have Lisha and Nano, so you know what? We have to get our favorite trauma dumping device, emotional support cannon. You love to see it. And yes, we even have another one, so we had double Twilight Blade for 10 damage, and we also trauma dump for 2 damage. Isn't that amazing? You love to see it. And of course the Voracious Venomorph, because my opponent is so good. Like, look at me, they negate me down to 11 hit points already. Because my opponent, they're so good, right? But yes, once again, trauma dumping. Pew pew, trauma, and follow into going face for another 4. I was so close to lethal. Imagine if I had another support cannon. Like, come on. Side games, make Lisha another summon support cannon on Fanfare, please. Or at least make her evolve for free. Like, that would be so much better. And of course, my opponent tried to stall me, and another Venomorph. If they have hit 11 there, I would let you know, I would have been very upset. But here's a very interesting interaction that I guess I should have seen coming, but for some reason I didn't. But that is Rosalie actually being a Tues 6 alongside support cannon if you get her buff. So yes, you learn something new every day, and if you're new to the channel, do leave a like, leave a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.